Shalom. First, I start by giving all glory and honor to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Rakadash. Double honors to teachers, elders, and apostles of Great Millstone, likewise, brothers, putting on this truth. Faithfully, fearlessly feeding the sheep and to brothers and sisters tuning in. Shalom. Today's lesson is titled, So Esau Just Get a Pass, right? And this is a response lesson to a comment made by an individual on the lesson I did last night titled, Jake Man is F from every angle. And this is from an individual named Park World 504. And he said, I guess nothing is going to happen to Esau, right? Talking about the so-called white man. Y'all push Jacob's trouble, which is trouble of the 12 tribe of Israel, but Esau gets a pass, right? Now, I don't know who he's talking about because we never push only Jacob's trouble. We talk about Esau, judgments also too. And every brother talks about it. Esau's judgment. But we are to give the warning to the children of Israel. We also to feed the hopefully lack of Yasharah, the 1/3 that would hear and forbear. So yes, we do talk about Jacob's trouble a lot. Because it's a warning. We have to warn our people of the devil. That the Bible speaks of, which is Esau the Edomite, the so-called white man, who's been oppressing us since we got here. Not to trust him. And the Lord Yahweh Shemashai is going to bring judgment on the rebellious children. But we're going to go into and talk about the fact that Esau is not going to get a pass. And I have many scriptures here. Let's go into the fact that there's a promised destruction and slavery for Esau coming from the Lord Yahweh Shemashai himself. This is Jeremiah 49. And so verse 12, it reads, For thus said the Lord Yahweh Shemashai, Behold, they whose judgment was not to drink of the cup have assuredly drunken, and art thou he that shall altogether go unpunished. So he's talking about the children of Israel going through the judgment of slavery, and all of the tribulations that we're going through, the burdens of the children of Israel, And it says, Thou shalt not go unpunished, but thou shalt surely drink of it. So Esau is going to drink of it. Esau is going to get the exact same thing that we got. And I want you to hold on, because Esau is going to have it a hell of a lot worse than we are, And it says, For I have sworn by myself, said the Lord, Yahweh Shemashai, that Bosra shall become a desolation, a reproach, a waste, and a curse, and all the cities thereof shall be perpetual wastes. So he's going to destroy, the empire of these Edomites, Esau the Edomite, So we're going to go from Jeremiah, 49 and 12, all the way up to Luke 16, starting verse 19 to 25, which talks about how severe, this judgment is going to be for these Edomites, and Esau, is the representation, of the Edomites, the Edomites, the so-called white people, Jacob, is a representation of the 12 tribe of Israel, the Israelites, Let's go into Jeremiah 5 and start at verse 22. It reads, Fear ye not me, said the Lord Yahweh Shemashai. Will ye not tremble at my presence, which have placed the sand for the bound of the sea by a perpetual decree, and that it cannot pass it? And though the waves thereof toss themselves, yet can they not prevail. Yet though they roar, yet can they not pass away. What's those roaring sounds and the waves roaring? It's about Esau talking about his new world order. He's going to make America great again. He's going to conquer this place, that place. He's going to do all these wonderful things like that. The fact is that Esau has a time set, in which he cannot pass. There's a year, day, time, hour, minute, second that the Lord Yahweh Shemashai is going to bring his rulership down, to nothing, And he's letting the Hebrew Israelites know, why are you not fearing, the Creator who put this man who has oppressed you, in charge over you, and who has the authority and the power and the ability to take him down, And this is what when I bought out that vehicle, Jake Man is F from every angle. It did go into a lot of the tribulation that the Jake Man experienced from Esau, the so-called black woman, Eve, and other wicked Hebrew Israelites, that sabotage your life on a daily basis, and a lot of this is orchestrated because they're following the ways of the heathens, they're following the ways of the so-called white man, the oppressor, whose actions is always evil, okay, towards his brother Jacob. Okay, yes, Esau and Jacob are brothers, and Esau has made a promise, okay, pursuant to Genesis 27 and 41, that he is going to what? Kill his brother. Okay, he's going to pursue the children of Israel, and we are seeing that right now, okay, live every day on the news of how this man is going after the children of Israel. Let's go into the book of Job 7 and verse 1. It reads, "Is there not an appointed time to a man upon earth? Are not his days also like the days of a hireling?" What is a hireling? A hireling is, okay, one that does the work or bidding, okay, of someone that's in greater authority. That's what Esau is for the Lord, Yahweh Shai. Often described as, okay, the whipping stick of the left. Okay, and we know the Yahweh, he sits on the right hand side of the Lord, Yahweh Shai, the Most High. Okay, but you have Satan, the devil, okay, and his human counterpart, okay, Esau the Edomite, the so-called white man, okay, that is the whipping stick on these nations on this earth, starting with the children of Israel. Okay, but he has an appointed time. There's a set time for this man to do his wickedness. Now we know, coming out into the out of the dungeons in the cave, during the time of the Renaissance, they repainted the images of the Most High, the Mashiach, the angels, the prophets, everything, okay, and whitewash everything, okay, and reestablish himself, okay, which is the rebirth of the Roman Empire that we see here today, okay, and people seeing this and they marvel at it, like, wow, look at the so-called white man and what he can do. But we go into Malachi 1 and 4. It reads, "Whereas Edom said, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus said the Lord of hosts, Yahweh Shai, they shall build, but I will throw down. They shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against whom the Lord, Yahweh Shai, had indignation forever." So what you have here, okay, is the tribe of Edom, okay, these Edomites, they rebuilt, okay, the empire. But then you have the prophets that's on the scene right now, exposing them for who they are. They're wicked, okay? They're imposters. They're not the biblical Hebrew Israelites. They're not, the deity that the Bible speaks of. They're not, okay? They're wicked, okay? They were created to be destroyed, okay? And it says it right here that the Lord, Yahweh Shai, is going to allow them to get to a certain level of technological advancement, and then he's going to destroy them, okay? He's going to allow them to do certain things, okay? Let's go into Romans 9 and start verse 13. It reads, "As it is written, Jacob, the 12th tribe of Israel, have I loved, but Esau, the Edomite, the so-called white man or the white race, have I hated." Now you think about that for a second, because Deuteronomy 28 goes into us, okay, particularly when you start from verse 16 all the way to 68, okay, talk about the curses that we're under, okay, and you can see the horrific experience that we've had with those curses. Now, it says here, "As it is written, Jacob, the 12th tribe of Israel, have I loved, but Esau have I hated." So imagine what the judgment of these Edomites is going to be if the Lord Yahweh Shai hates your ass, and you saw what he did to us, and he loves us. It says, "What shall we say then? Is there unrighteousness with power? Power forbid," okay, which is God. "For he has said to Moses, I will have mercy on whom I will have mercy, and I will have compassion on whom I will have compassion." Okay, so it's up to the Lord Yahweh Shai as to who he bless and who he curse. Okay, and he said he hates Esau. So guess what? Esau, okay, is screwed. Okay, he's screwed. Okay, it's not going to be just the Jake man is F from every angle. Esau is F from every angle. Of the Edomites, they're F from every angle. Okay, because their judgment is coming directly from the Lord Yahweh Shai. Says, okay, let's go into Hebrews 12, starting verse 16. It reads, "Lest there be any fornicator or profane person as Esau, the Edomite, the so-called white man, who for one morsel of meat sold his birthright. For ye know that afterward, when he would have inherited the blessing, he was rejected, for he found no place of repentance, though he sought it carefully with tears," which is the arm of the so-called white man. He likes to cry for everything. Okay, he likes to cry. Oh, why me? Why me? Why me? Okay, so what happened is what this man sold his birthright. Okay, they sold their birthright. Being the elder, they should have had the birthright, but he sold it because why? Okay, they're a base. They're a base. They're abomination. Okay, the blessing was always going to be the children of Israel. Okay, he never was going to get it. Okay, and he has no repentance. Okay, so he is created to be destroyed. Esau, the Edomite, the so-called white people, okay, are the bad guys in the Bible. They're the bad guys that's going to be in the end, that's going to fight, okay, Yahushua when he returns. Okay, they're the bad people. All right, let's go to Obadiah 1 and 10. It reads, "For thy violence against thy brother Jacob, the white man is always oppressing the children of Israel, the so-called blacks and the Americans, Latinos, and especially the so-called Negroes." Okay, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever. Now you have the low-level Edomites. They expect Jakes to go there and go march for them and fight for their rights for continuity here in Great Babylon, America. As MAGA is not working out the way they thought it would work out. They're now starting to get their Negro wake-up call. They're starting to feel like niggas now, and now they need, okay, some help from niggas, to help boost their spirits back up. And that's not going to happen. Okay, they're pathetic. Okay, they're very, very pathetic. Okay, and they're violent. Okay, they're very violent, but it says it right here: for their violence against us, they're going to be covered with shame. Okay, we're gonna expose them, and this is what you see the prophets are doing. We're exposing them. Okay, we go crap on those Santa Claus and all the nice things you want to put out there in the world that you're doing. No, we go script, precept by precept, and we expose you for what you really are, and that is you're an base, wicked demon, crap, piece of shit, abomination. Okay, who was created to be destroyed. And in the meantime, before your destruction come, you have bring all your wrath and hatred towards us because of the blessing that we're getting. Okay, let's go into Job 21 and start verse 28. It reads, "For ye say, where is the house of the prince, and where are the dwelling places of the wicked? Have ye not asked them that go by the way? And do ye not know their tokens, that the wicked is reserved to the day of destruction? They should be brought forth to the day of wrath." So they were created to be destroyed. It's just that simple. Okay, the so-called white man, the white race, they were created to be destroyed. Those Edomites, so so-called white people you see walking around, Becky and Beth and Rob and Bob and all those, and necktie wearing doggone, office workers and CEOs and all that stuff, and all of the hidden ones, these elites, okay? They were created to be destroyed. They're going into hardcore, brutal slavery, okay? Hardcore, brutal slavery. So Esau does not get a pass. In fact, he's going to get it really, really, really bad. Let's go to Ezekiel 35, and starting with verse 5, it reads, "Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred, and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity, in the time that their iniquity had an end. Therefore, as I live, said the Lord, power, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee. Said thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee." So this is the bloody man. This is the bloody man. I mean, brothers bring up videos about, what they put into the food, what they're feeding the population. I mean, all this man thinks about is just wickedness, constant wickedness, and just looking to grab power or to be a god over everybody. But it's not in a righteous state to elevate mankind to the next level or whatever the case is like that. This is about perpetual bloodshed. Look at the works of this doggone so-called white man. Okay, the earth needs new management. And who does this white man have his hatred for? The children of Israel. Okay, we are going through a judgment. Okay, and I open up with Jeremiah 49 and 12, which talks about the fact that we currently are drinking off that cup. But, the good news is this, and we bring it up to you all the time. We're coming towards the end of our judgment. We're coming towards the end, okay, of the tribulation that we're going to be going through. We have Jacob's trouble. That is the last step, okay, which is going to be all these other tribes' trouble. Okay, don't think for 1 second the chinks and the gooks and all the other sand monkeys and the friggin' doggone them African apes that are here in Great Babylon, America, are going to just go unscathed. No, they're going to have horrible judgment along with, the 2/3 that's going to be here, okay, to catch hell. All right. Okay, Lord willing, we are part of the 1/3 elect of Yasharala that's going to go through, and get to see the glorious coming of the Mashiach when he returns and smite this man down and take away his power, and we get to put him in chains. Okay, let's go into Job 20 And start verse 22, because this is talking about the MOTB and the fact that they are going to get it off the ground. There's going to be a cashless society. Get used to that. They are going to do away with the paper money. They're going to get they're going to get control, okay, of your money, okay, and they're going to cut you off, okay. There's going to be a global credit system, okay. So when you say something bad, like I'm saying, this would be considered bad. What I'm saying right there. So I already have it in my mind that at some point in time I'm going to be, in the desert, whatever the case is like that, whatever the Lord Yahweh has. But they're going to take away our stuff. Let's just put it that way. All right. So you better have that mindset right now. Okay. That's Jacob's trouble. All right. Because they're going to, one way or the other, try to get everybody on this earth to bow the knees to Baal. And we're not going to do that. All right. It says, in the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits. Every hand of the wicked shall come upon him. When he's about to fill his belly, power shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him, and shall rain it upon him while he is eating. He shall flee from the iron weapon, and the bow of steel shall strike him through. Okay, so he's not going to be able. He's not going to be. He's not going to persevere. Okay, in his wickedness. Okay, he's going to get it off the ground a little bit, but the Lord Yahweh Shemashah is going to put an end to it. He's not going to allow Esau to live out, okay, his fantasies of being God of this earth. He's not. All right. So we already know that the so-called white man and his wicked plan, okay, is going to fail. It's going to fail. We tell it to them all the time. You're going to fail. All right. Let's go to Revelation 18 and 6, because look here, Park. Okay, you need to understand how this man punishment is going to be. So I'm gonna think about this for a second. It says, reward her even as she rewarded you, and double unto her double according to her works. In the cup which she had filled to her double. So we are going to give Esau double. Now I can't even put up pictures anymore, of what they did to us and the brutal things that they did to us in slavery, because now the kikes, they're on YouTube, okay, and all the media of the world, so they take it off and they'll say, oh, it's graphic videos and all that stuff like that. But if a Christian puts it up there, or these other people put it up there that bow the knees to Baal, it's fine. But when we, okay, put it up there, they know we are the true man of the Lord Yahweh Shemashah. We are the true prophets. So they take it down, okay, and that's what happens when you have these devils. Okay, they're sitting down, they're looking at the computer screen. But you use your imagination of what they've done to us, because you can go yourself and Google search it. I don't have to put it up here. Okay, look what they did to us, and imagine what we're going to do to them, minus all of the sick shit like doggone ass fucking a man or all the other shit. We're not going to be raping, no. We're going to be doing that type of stuff. But judgment is going to be hardcore. Okay, let's build it up. Let's see what's going to happen to them, because they will not go unscathed. This is Isaiah 14, and start with verse 1. Because we're going to be bringing the strangers back, okay? And we're also going to bring Esau into slavery. Okay, it says, for the Lord, Yahweh Shemashah, will have mercy on Jacob, and will yet choose Israel and set them in their own land, and the stranger shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob. First of all, he's going to destroy all them doggone false pretenders over there in Israel. The state of Israel is going to get nuked and cleansed of all those false, wicked ass doggone people. Okay? They're all going to die over there. That's for sure. All right. So he's going to cleanse that land first. And the people shall take them and bring them to their place, and the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord Yahweh Shemashah for servants and handmaids. And they shall take them captives, whose captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors. Now you might think to yourself, well, they're going to be handmaids and be working inside the house. No, just like how you had field niggas and house niggas, you are going to have field Edomites and house Edomites. And it's not necessarily the Edomites working inside the house. It could be these other tribes. There's going to be other tribes that's going to be, okay, under slavery too. All these other tribes. There's 18 tribes created. All these other tribes are going to be in slavery. So we might very well, for handmaids, they might be the doggone Moabites or the Ammonites, okay, which is the so-called Chinese and the Japanese. They're going to be probably working in the house and get the easier task, okay, of washing my feet, okay, or brushing my hair or something like that. Which is going to be a big afro. And, we always talk about how what we're going to look like in the kingdom, because we're going to be gods, okay? But I won't digress. Let's go into Luke 16, down verse 19, because we're going to end it off with this to show you just how severe the judgment is going to be for these crackers, okay? These Edomites. It says, there was a certain rich man which represented Esau the Edomite, the so-called white man, which was clothed in purple and fine linen and fared sumptuously every day. We see it all the time. God, I mean, I remember way back when I was a child, and I used to see these white kids with everything, all the toys and everything like that. I said, we really used to want to be white. But now, when you're in this truth, you hope you don't have a trace of Edomite blood in your damn body, man. Because this is what's going to happen to them. It says, and there was a certain beggar named Lazarus, speaking of the 12 tribe of Israel, which was laid at his gate full of sores. Because that's all we do, man. We you know, you're in the world, you think about, oh, I need a job and I just want to be just like these crackers. And you can't wait for a cracker to say, good job, good job, good job. And they pat you like you're a damn dog and pet. You know, and the brothers, if you've lived in these states where, you know, it's mostly all so-called white people, Edomites, you know, you've been a pet. I know I've been a pet for a lot of doggone white people back in the day, you know. Yeah, you know. And they'll pat you in the back and be like, oh, my goodness, you're like one of us. I'm like, oh, wow, really, man? I did it. But anyways, it says, and desired to be fed with the crumbs which fell from the rich man's table. Moreover, the dogs came and licked his sores. So the other tribes, they come over here and they set up stores and they have the nice house and all that stuff. And this is the reason why your gook, a little slanty, retarded looking Down syndrome gook, will look at you and go, what the fuck, man? Why can't these niggas get off the ground? It's because you're the dogs. Okay, you come and lick in our sores, you take advantage of us, you set up, you sell us poison, you know, and you get the benefits of the rich man. Okay? So we're underneath these dogs even. Okay? And that's why they get the nerve to look down at us. Okay? But don't worry, the Lord got that judgment coming for them too. They're going to be judged just like Esau, but Esau is getting it the worst. It says, and it came to pass that the beggar died and was carried by the angels into Abraham's bosom, and the rich man also died and was buried. And in hell he lifted up his eyes, a condition, being in torment, and see Abraham afar off and Lazarus in his bosom. So there's going to be a transition. If you're watching movie Trading Places, then you would know what I'm talking about, speaking about. Okay, so there's going to be trading places. When now Mashiach returns, we're going to go become gods, don't die, don't get sick, and live a kind of life you can. Our puny little brains, my little simple brain, cannot even begin to comprehend. Okay, I can't even begin to comprehend. So I'm not even going to try. All right, but Esau hell is going to be. Keep in mind, the Lord Yahweh Shemashai hate this doggone MF man. Okay, hate him. Okay, and we are going. He's going to put us to really. He can be putting us to torture this man. But we also going to be using the other nations, the other tribes are going to be torturing him. Okay? They're going to be torturing him, it says. And he cried and said, Father Abraham, have mercy on me. I have to do that. And send Lazarus that he may dip the tip of his finger in water and cool my tongue. So this man got the nerve after they putting us through horrible slavery for almost 1,000 years. Beat the shit out of us, raping the men. Okay? Raping the man, this sick friggin' pedophile piece of rotten shit, cracker, pale face, dingy ass, can't stand up in the damn sun, piece of crap, caveman. Get the nerve. And this is going to be the elites who are going to be the first one in slavery, pursuing the Jeremiah 16:16. We grabbed them out of them damn bunkers. Okay, we're going to scoop their ass with the bunkers. Get the nerve to ask for mercy from us. Show you how pathetic they are, man. The so-called white man is fucking pathetic. It says, continuing, it says, for I am tormented in this flame. These niggas are really, we're not going to be, well, they ain't gonna dare call us niggas at that time, but you can be like, because they're killing me, man. Oh, we can go on and on about the kind of work they're going to be doing, okay? But Abraham says, son, remember that thou in thy lifetime receivest thy good things, and likewise Lazarus, the 12 tribe of Israel, especially the Negro, man, evil things. But now he's comforted and thou art tormented. So, Park, your question was, I guess nothing is going to happen to Esau, right? Are you kidding me? This is just a sample of scriptures that describe the horrific judgment that this cracker is going to get. Okay? And we delve on it and we think about it constantly. But we have to warn you, Jakes, about Jacob's trouble. It's already started. Okay, you got to man up and gird up, dog. Straight up. Okay, Esau is going to pay dearly for what he's done to us. Lord willing, elect was edified, let close by giving all glory and honor to Yahweh, Bashim, Yahushai, Bashim, Rakakadash.